This is Dr. David Allen. I'm talking to Goshon and Eric. This is Eric's son, and Eric and I have been back, way back in the fight in the war against drugs and war against crime. And Eric said a very important thing. You said just now, you can't blame the police for crime. In fact, you said the police can't even prevent crime.
They to a certain extent, right, by getting information.
No, but what has happened when the murder rate goes up, the poor police get the blame sometimes.
How are they supposed to know? When I think about it now, logically, sensible people thinking, how are the police supposed to know that this fella going to shoot this fella or kill? How are they supposed to know that? And how can they prevent that? How are they supposed to know?
But people got to remember, police are human beings too. How can you prevent a crime? Prevent a crime is like trying to tell the future. Like he said, how are you supposed to know I'm going to do something right now?
How you supposed to know?
Police react after things that happen.
And they blame them for things. You know, I tip my hat to them because they do a
good
job, man.
Yeah, they do a good job, and a lot of police are frustrated because people ask too much of them.
How are they supposed to know? I mean, they bring up their statistics and they think about it, right? See, this is what the problem is, Doc. I run a program. I run a number of different programs. I run teen challenge management. I have temperament development.
You run Teen Challenge. That's an anti-drug program.
Yeah.
Help young people.
And then I do an outpatient program. That's an outpatient program. Anger management. And then I'm also a consultant for urban renewal. So I'm helping them develop some programs in the evening. We have one in the inner city.
And then you're kind of a preacher on the side, right? Or you pull back from that?
I'm a preacher. That's on the side. I'm a preacher first. But what I'm saying, Doc, is that all the programs I run, if a guy comes to me and I give him information, right? I give him information and I talk to him and he goes in there and fail. I don't accept that failure.
Oh, I see. So you're like the police.
I don't accept
you
that failure.
You run Teen Challenge, but if somebody comes through Teen Challenge and fails, you don't accept that failure.
I don't accept that failure because I have someone else that comes through.
So they can't say your program wasn't good enough.
The program failed. I have someone else.
You're supposed to say your program wasn't good enough.
Well, but that might have been good enough for them. But what I'm saying, Doc, when yesterday a person comes to my program, I give them information. They decide to take my information and put it into practice and it works. I don't take that glory neither. I didn't make him a success. I give him information, he put it into practice, and he see it works. So guess what? I don't take the success, neither the failure. I'm only a facilitator. That's all I am.
Goshon, you follow what your dad say?
I understand exactly what you're saying because you have to want to do better. You can't make somebody do better. You could give.
But Goshon, my dad don't recognize me. My mother has worked 2 or 3 jobs. And I have to make it. I don't have a school uniform, and I hardly go to school. And, you know, how are you going to stop me from not going along with these brothers?
Well, Doc, I'm not saying it isn't hard, you know. You're saying you have to make a conscious effort, and it's going to be hard.
Because they tell me they have no choice.
They do have a choice. You always have a choice. At gunpoint, you have a choice. You always have a choice to do the right thing. Not saying it's going to be easy. It will be hard. But at the end of the day, it will pay off. You have to see it through no matter what.
You got to see. Just why I tell you, the environment is a very important part. If we can get some of these young men out of the environment they live in and put them in a different environment, we'll see a different results. We'll get a different results. I've been taken out of this environment when I lived in Foxhill and when I lived in Quail, and I get an opportunity to go to the States.
So you told me, or you're telling me, that when you lived in Okra Hill and Fox Hill, the environment really conditioned your behavior.
Most people environment is
No, answer me. When you live in an environment you lived in growing up, when you were a tough guy, Fox Hill and at that time Okra Hill, you felt that environment conditioned the way you behaved.
Dictated a lot of my behavior.
So when they took you out of that environment, your behavior changed?
The environment I was in with the people I was around started to dictate a different behavior.
So when they took you out of the negative environment and put you in a positive environment, your behavior changed.
My behavior changed.
But he also had to make a conscious effort that he wanted to change.
I made a conscious effort that I was going to receive what these persons had to give offer me. That they had my best interest at hand, even though it was hard. So I was appreciative, but I was placed in a different environment. Environment plays an important part.
Wow. So if we could change the environment, you're saying, Eric?
If you can change, first of all, a lot of times the environment dictates people's behavior, right? But if you take some people out of that environment, a different environment, they will come back and change that environment. That had the dictate to them, now they will come back and dictate the environment. That's what happened to me. But I had to get out of that environment. Now I realize, now that listen, my environment has nothing to do with my choices no more. Before I thought it did, but now when I'm looking back, I made some choices.
But Eric, you're making a very powerful point. You're saying if we can get some of these brothers outside of the destructive, marginalized environment they're living in, they would change?
Most of them will.
But they have to want to change.
They have to want to, but see, look at most of them are leaders, you know. Most of these guys are born leaders. Most of these guys, they have people following them. These guys, they more people following them in some of these church.
But you're saying the environment of Camp Road, the environment of Fox Hill, the environment of certain parts of Farm Road is so bad, it's making the guys bad?
Man, dog, listen to me, man. When Pinlin mentioned that national youth program, maybe that would have helped me back in the days that come in when he said it was supposed to come in.
Which you said, slow down.
When Pinlin mentioned the national program, the national youth program, if that had come into play probably when I was younger, that probably would have saved me from doing a lot of stuff I did or got myself in problem I got myself into. We need a national youth program for boys in particular.
You mean national service?
It don't have to be national service. It could be national service, but it has to be a different environment. We can take these young boys out and place them in another healthy environment conducive for learning. It can be like
What about we have the defense force,
I ain't got no defense force.
cadets.
I ain't got no
We have the
cadet.
police.
They still got to go back home.
Say what?
They still got to go back home.
They still got to go back home.
How long is the cadet on Saturday? Maybe 2-3 hours. You still got to go back to the whole week of drama.
Okay, now you've zeroed down. The home is the problem.
Come on, doc. You know this.
So if
man.
you have problems,
you doctor.
if you have problems, so setting up defense force cadets, police cadets, immigration cadets, tourism cadets, we're not going to solve the problem.
That's good. That don't knock me. Those stuff are real good for people who join them and listen to them. They have a lot of. But we talking on a big scale, dog. Some parents ain't motivated enough to see. They ain't got they're not gonna send their children to no cadet. They ain't got the money. They ain't got the time. They so frustrated. Mommy get 6, 7 children she got to take care of, and she ain't got time to send a young boy for cadet. Who can take him? Who can drop him off?
You agree with your dad?
I agree with that.
Because someone has said to me, if you just get, because apparently the Defense Force has a really good cadet program.
Yes, wonderful.
And if you can get the police cadets, immigration cadets, tourism cadets, and every government department have a cadet service, maybe it'll be a form of easy, cheap national service.
I agree. But my
But
belief.
you're saying just now, because they have to go back home, it's not going to lead to change. Is that what you're saying?
Some but change.
Some. Yes and no, but if you really want to see some big major change, you have to take them out of the environment altogether. Because at the end of the day, you could form all the programs you want. At the end of the day, if the kids have to go back to that same environment, it's still.
Remember, the environment has. Doc, not everybody is strong enough to resist certain things, you know. Not all these boys are strong, not all these kids are real strong. A lot of them environment play.
But let's get practical, Eric and Goshon. How do we do that in Nassau?
There's still a need for it and do it. Put money into
Take
it.
them where?
Hey?
You're taking on the environment in Nassau.
Take them to Andres. Build one big place over there.
I have a lot of hands-on training where they can learn skill. They come up with degrees and certificates. Have a lot of skills and programs in place.
A lot of
You would
skills and
empty
programs.
Nassau, the marginalized environment, take these guys out,
Build
and put them in a place like Andres.
build a nice environment, man. And then what you do is that you liaison with corporate Bahamas and you ask them that once this young man has completed this program, more like a guarantee a job.
But some mothers wouldn't want their kids to go, man.
Will you rather them stay in Nassau and get involved in gang activities?
We end up on hold, we end up dead, we end up doing some long time in jail.
They used to put the ball in their court. If you really care about the
You're making it
child
like a
being in,
school. It's like a school. You only see, and it's not, dog. It's not gonna be what end up happening, dog. They have these programs and then they say, oh, these for at-risk kids. All children are at risk. My children is at risk too.
Say that
When they
again.
say, but these for at-risk children, all children are at risk. You think if you live over the West, you're at risk? When they say at risk, they think, well, only children in being done. My children are just as much at risk as anybody else. But because of my involvement and because of certain things I knew and certain things I did, I lessened the risk, man. And see, it goes right back down to parenting too, you know, Doc. A lot of these parents, right, that don't want to be parents, you know. They realize that once
Wait, a lot of parents who are parents don't want to be parents.
they don't want to be parents.
So why are they parents?
They're parents because they went out there and they had children and stuff like that, and these children that show up. A lot of these parents ain't parents. We need a solid parenting program too.
So what do you suggest we do?
We need a solid parenting program.
You should have a parenting license. You only can have a child if you have a license.
No, I ain't saying that, dog. I'm just telling you what the facts are, dog. I'm not saying that who should have parents, who should not.
I'm asking how do you solve it, man?
Listen, dog, I don't know how to solve all that, but I'm just saying, when you decide you're going to have children, your life no longer is your own. You know, with baseball games and basketball, these children had me up and down, driving, you know, different things they wanted to be involved in, and I wanted to stay home and sleep, but I couldn't do it. Because their life is more important than mine.
Wait, now. Goshon, let me ask you a question. This is a very difficult question. If you came from a single-parent home which was run by a mother, would you have had a difficult life being brought up in the Bahamas than being a single-parent home run by a father?
I think it would have been different, completely different.
Is your father's a bully?
Not really, you know.
Dog, I don't believe you keep saying that, you know. My
Oh,
children...
no, let me answer this.
Yeah, all right.
I feel as if a son and a father, they can relate on a level that a son and a mother can't relate on. I know a lot of females say, oh, they saying Happy Father's Day to the mothers. And that's all fine and dandy, and that's all good. Don't get me wrong. But
The fathers are not interested, Goshon. What do we do, man?
yes, at the same time, a mother cannot be a father.
But a mother has to be mother and father in some of our
Yes,
families
but
in
certain
Nassau right
vital
now.
things a mother biologically, emotionally, and physically cannot do for their son.
What do we do if the fathers are not interested?
They're doing their best, dog, but the truth of the matter is this is the reason why God gave them two. If he wanted them to have one, he would have made them you could produce your two children on your own.
Exactly.
He gave them two for a reason. And when one is missing, there's something missing. You might say, well, I'm mother and father. And that might be all good. You might brought up a child who's nice and all that. That's all well and good. But dog, that is not the original plan of God. That's like driving your car around with a spare on it. You make it get where you're going, right? But it ain't the original tire. Hello? You might get where you go. You know the spare is smaller than the bigger tire, right? So you might get where you're going, but you're leaning.
Wow. We're going to take a break and be right back.